Darcy.
Hi, come young saints. I don't know who all's on the call, but I got one right here who's going to be our expert teacher this morning because we have read this book a million times.
Yeah.
A million times. And it's called Old Turtle and
The Broken Truth.
So this morning we thought that this book might be good. It's a little bit long. Hang in there with us because it's real good. It's got a message for big folks and little folks and everyone in between. But it's about multiple truths and many truths. And it's just got a lot of wisdom in it. All right. So will you help me? Okay. Old Turtle and the Broken Truth. It's very poetic too. I love the images in it. Okay. Oh. All right. Once in a beautiful faraway land that was somehow not very far, a land where every stone was a teacher and every breeze a language, where every lake was a mirror and every tree was a ladder to the stars. Into this far and lovely land fell a truth. It streaked down from the stars, trailing a tail as long as the sky, but it broke as it fell. One of the pieces blazed off through the night sky, and the other fell to the earth in the beautiful land. In the morning, Crow found the broken piece. It seemed to be sort of stone, shiny and pleasing to the eye. Crow picked it up. "This is a lovely truth," said Crow. "I will keep it." And he carried it away. But after he held it for a while and examined it closely, Crow said, "This truth does not feel quite right. A part of it is missing. I will look for a whole one." He flew off and dropped it to the ground.
I don't think they should drop it to the ground. It could break again.
It could break again. Oh my gosh, what if it did? Maybe it did. Other creatures who liked shiny things soon noticed the truth as well. Fox, coyote, raccoon, each picked it up and carried it a while. But they found, too, that it had rough edges. It was difficult to carry. And it soon lost its sparkle and appeal. "We do not need this broken truth," they said. "We will find a whole one." Butterfly and Bear also discovered the truth, drawn by its sweetness. But each left it a bitter taste after all.
Oh, so they ate it? You get to eat it?
Just the fact that it wasn't whole made them, it's kind of an expression, a bitter taste. There's something missing in this truth, and they left it alone. After a while, none of the creatures even noticed the broken truth. Lying on the ground, it was almost forgotten. Then a human being found it. The human being walked slowly, listening to breezes, gazing at beauties above and below and all around when they found the broken truth. On it was the writing that said, "You are loved." The man held it carefully. It was the loveliest thing he had ever seen. He tucked the broken truth into a safe place and kept it. Sometimes he would take it out and look at it and admire it. And the truth sparkled just for him and whispered its message to him alone. "You are loved." And the man thought he had never felt so happy and proud. The man took the wonderful truth to his people who lived with him, who spoke as he spoke and dressed as he dressed, whose faces looked like his, and together they cherished their newfound truth and believed in it. They hugged it to themselves, and it became their most important possession.
Whoa.
After a while, the man and his people did not hear the language of the breezes anymore, or the stones, but only heard their truth. They did not see mirrored beauty in the lakes or the ladders to the stars. Whoops. But saw only their sparkling truth. And to them it was enough. And they called it the truth, the one truth. The truth made the people feel good and proud and strong, but soon they also began to feel fear and even anger toward those who were not like themselves and did not share their truth. The other beings and other people of the lovely land seemed less and less important, and the language of the breezes was hardly ever heard anymore.
Hardly heard?
They forgot. Time passed and other people said, "We must have this truth for ourselves, for with it comes happiness and power." Many battles were fought, and the broken truth was won and lost over and over again. But such was its power and beauty that no one ever doubted it. And when they were without it, they felt a great emptiness where the truth had been. The stones and trees suffered. The breezes and water suffered. The animals and the earth suffered. All the people suffered. Do you remember what suffered means?
No.
They were getting hurt. Finally, the animals went to Old Turtle, ancient and wise as the mountains and seas themselves. Crow and fox went. Coyote, raccoon, butterfly, bear, and many others all went to see Old Turtle. This truth that people quarrel over, we have held it ourselves. It is broken and does not work. Please tell the people. I'm sorry, answered Old Turtle, but the people will not listen. They are not yet ready. And the suffering continued.
I can trace it.
Oh no.
I can trace.
Until one day, a little girl came to find Old Turtle. She had traveled from far away, crossed the mountains of imagining, the river of wondering why, and found her way through the forest of finding out. And when she had grown tired, she had ridden on the backs of animals or the wings of birds, and they had helped her to find her way.
But I wonder what the girl written on them.
Do you think she's going to figure it out? Finally, she came to a great hill in the very center of the world. From there, the little girl thought she had never been so far, seen so much.
So I think she wrote the back of the animals brings up and they had another word on it. And they,
Don't give away the ending. Don't give away the ending. But when she saw Old Turtle, she could hardly speak. She simply looked with eyes full of wonder. "Why have you come so far to find me, little one?" asked Old Turtle. Her voice rumbled like faraway thunder, but was soft as a breeze through a caterpillar's whiskers. "I wanted to ask a question," answered the little girl. "Where I live, the earth is sore. And people are suffering. Battles are fought over and over. People say it has always been this way. Can it change, Old Turtle? Can we make a change? Can you make a change?"
Yeah, we can.
Old Turtle spoke. "The world you described is not the world that has always been, little one." The Old Turtle told the people how they had found the broken truth and the suffering it had caused. "It is because it is so close to the great whole truth that it has such beauty that people love it so," said Old Turtle. "It's the lost portion of that broken truth that the people need if the world is to be made whole again." "But where is the missing piece?" asked the little girl. "Can we put the truth back together? Can we?" "We really can," says Louise. "First, my child, remember that there are truths all around us. They twinkle in the night and bloom upon the earth. They fall upon us every day, silent as snow and gentle as rain. The people, clutching their one truth, forget that this is a part of all the small and lovely truths of life. They no longer see these truths or hear them. And she thought once more of her long journey. Gradually, a feeling came over her that all the world was made of truths, as if it had been made just for her, and she had been made for it. And she felt a secret smile. Do you feel a secret smile?
Yeah.
I feel a secret smile down deep inside.
I feel
Stick with me, people.
I
Old
feel,
Turtle spoke again.
I feel a secret smile down in my foot.
Oh, in your toes. Remember this also, little one. The broken truth and life itself will be mended only when one person, when you, Luis, meet another person from a different place with a different face or different ways and see and hear them herself. When only then will the people know that every person, every being is important and the world is made for each of us. Finally, the little girl asked, Old Turtle, how will the people learn these things? By seeking the small and simple truths. By listening once more to the language of the breezes. Learning lessons from stones, animals, trees, stars, even turtles, and little girls and boys, and everyone in between. Take this with you, Old Turtle said, and he placed something in her hand. I have saved it a very long time for someone just like you. She squeezed it tightly and tucked it away, and then she headed home. Once more she traveled through the forest of finding out why, the river of wondering why, and the mountains of imagining. Crow led the way, and she rode on animals when she was tired.
That's really nice of Crow to lead the way.
Crow's helpful. When she returned home from her long journey,
like this.
The people did not recognize her. What's going to happen? She told them of her journey, but people could not follow her words. She spoke of the world made of small and gentle truths, of all people being one. But they could not catch her meaning. She explained about the broken truth and that it needed to be made whole, but people did not believe her. Finally, this is where Crow helps again. Finally, seeing all that happened, Crow flew to the high place above the village where the great truth was kept, in a place where all could see it. He cawed and he cawed, and suddenly the little girl knew what to do. Good job. Suddenly she knew what to do. She climbed to the high place and took Old Turtle's stone from her pocket carefully, adding the missing piece to the broken one. The fit was perfect. What does it say?
Now it says, you are loved, so are they.
You are loved, so are they. The people looked and looked. Some frowned, some smiled, some laughed, some cried. But they began to understand.
I wonder why some laughed, some smiled, some cried.
Because maybe they were wrong. Maybe they were hurting each other. But now they know the truth is everyone's important.
Aha!
Time passed upon the beautiful land, and trees climbed again like ladders to stars. The water shone like mirrors, and the people saw beauty.
I see the mirrors in the water sometimes. Yeah. The mirrors.
So the truth is that I am loved, you are loved, and everyone is loved. And there are many truths. Thank you for sticking with us during that long story. Hey, love you.
Love you. Bye. Bye.